welcome to the fantastic ice hockey stadium at the Sheffield Arena for the 1993 B&H Ice Hockey Cup final. Fantastic support for both teams competing today. Spectators come from all over the country for what's turning out to be a bit of a grudge match between the defending champions, the Cardiff Devils, and the Murrayfield Racers. Let's go straight to your commentators, Gary Moran and Paul Ferguson.
The Cardiff Devils, defending champions, will go with Jason Wood between the pipes. On defense, well, they've got a lot of talent. Cooper, Hope, and up front, a lot of scoring power too, with Ruggles, Ian Cooper back in the lineup, Rick Brabant and Dougie McEwen. Nicky Chin is there too. These guys are tough. Murrayfield Rangers, no slouches themselves. Maury Hansen between the pipes has been playing really well. And up front, what can you say about Morris, Han, Palmer, and LaPlante? These guys have style. They can score goals, and they're going to be fighting out there. The referee is George Nicholson, and the Racers will be playing from right to left. The Devils, who captured the Triple Crown last year, the Grand Slam, are looking for their 4th consecutive major title. The last time these two teams met was in the semi-final in Wembley last year, and the Murrayfield Racers would like to forget that. It was 9-0. Hand on the far side, will tip it through to LaPlante. Palmer is out front. Pentland calling for it back at the blue. The Murrayfield Racers playing in their familiar red, white, and blue from right to left. Right out front, Wood went down, and here come the Devils. First real touch, Ruggles hits the blue line. Ruggles trying to get the shot away. Maury Hansen watches that go beyond the net, and Cooper so dearly missed at the start of the season when he got that leg injury in a friendly, indicates that he wants to face off deep in Murrayfield territory. He's back in the lineup, he's hot, and a quick change of personnel for the Devils out there.
Rocky Saginaw, coach of the Murrayfield Racers, has got his boys all fired up. He's told me they're pumped up for this one, and there will be no repeat of the Wembley fiasco last year.
Rocky, talking to me before the games, was trying to forget about and ignore the rumors that are going around this building that he's tipped to take over the GB #1 spot. A lot of people are talking about that, have been talking about it for a couple of weeks now. Hope goes deep as that shot down the ice. We're into the first minute of play here. Hope running into trouble as Lawless picks it up. Lawless loses control. McEwen tries to grab that. The Devils with a super strong second line with McEwen, Lawless, and Chin. Chin along the boards, taken off the play by LaPlante. LaPlante looking for that opening on the far side, and Jason Wood gets the first stick to a puck, and that'll make him feel good.
LaPlante got the shot away, but it's the goalkeeper that comes out on top, and that'll build his confidence. It's a good shot from LaPlante, one of the league's top scorers. In fact, Murrayfield only just changing their forward line. They played their first line against Cardiff's first and second lines before changing. Now Frank Morris has gone out there to try and beat that man, Jason Wood.
Morris gets it back to Lovell. Lovell taps it around the boards, and the initial pressure here coming from the Racers in the opening stages of this first period of this cup final. McEwen throws it off to Chin. Chin has got Lawless on the far side. Good move by Chin as he gets around Lovell. Goes right in front, and that went right under Maury Hansen through the crease. A good move by Chin as he took everyone on down the right side. Lawless couldn't hold it in, but it goes back to the blue. The shot ends up in the corner, and the Racers trying to hang on to that. McEwen pokes it out. Frank Morris way back in the corner, looking for a little support. His hand peppered it along the boards, and here come the Racers as far as the blue line. A chance now for the Racers to get it in Devils territory. That goes down, and Carson will chase it. It's flipped to the far side past Lawless, and Heavey sends it back on a Carson stick. Chin takes a hit from behind from Ware, and he's the man who's going to provide the physical stuff for the Racers. Ware, a talented player, spent some time in the NHL, sometimes loses it completely. That time, number 16, Chris Palmer, lost it completely. Pentland gets it as far as the blue line. Cooper taken out of the play by hand, and Pentland has to go deep. Brabant steals that in the corner. Nice move by Brabant, looking to get it out front. Brabant fakes one way. Pentland stays with him. Big hit in there. Brabant taken out of the play, adjusts his helmet as Pentland comes back on the attack and gives it over to Tony Hand. Hand shakes off one check, gives it up to LaPlante. He can't control that. Hope is there. A fast and furious start to this opening period. 3 minutes gone now, still no score, and that's shot all the way down the ice, and icing will be the call.
The difference between these teams, really, I think, is that Murrayfield have got perhaps the best forward line in the country in Hand, LaPlante and Palmer. Cardiff have the best two lines in the country. Do you know what I mean, Paul? I mean, the Murrayfield first line is scoring goals in any competition this year, especially the Cup, but Cardiff are more balanced. They have two units that go out there.
Murrayfield have the advantage of having a coach behind the bench. Rocky Sagana is back there. Lawless is trying to do it while he's on the bench and while he's on the ice. Not an easy assignment. Ware goes in the corner. Ruggles takes him on. Ian Cooper gets the pass from Ruggles, puts it right out front. Ware has that one go off his skate. Cooper takes the shot. Took a deflection in the corner. Ruggles chases this. Hand goes in, tries to backhand it around. Ian Cooper is there to slow it down. Cooper still on the backhand side. Gets it all the way back to Stephen Cooper, his brother. Brabant will pick this up behind the net. Brabant slows it down. Trying to get it out to Stephen Cooper. Hope is on the far side, and Ware has a gift on the stick. Ware starts it up, puts it up to the far side. Hand can't control that, and Shannon Hope goes deep. Hope taps it off the backboards, and the Devils trying to get out of his zone. Brabant couldn't contain it, and Paul Hand, wearing 92 out there, shoots it in the zone.
Murrayfield following through on all their checks at the moment. They're really trying to knock Cardiff Devils off their stride at the moment, but here come the Devils.
Ruggles breaks down the left side. Ruggles takes the shot. Hansen steers it back into the corner, and Brabant is there to pick it up. Ruggles, he's got Cooper out front, a one-timer, and that hit a skate. Lovell got in front of that, and the pass out goes all the way down the ice, and the Racers go for a change as Cooper goes deep. Still no score in this one. And there's a fight on the far side of the ice with Nicholson dishing out penalties at 15:43 of the first period. Brabant having words with Frank Morris. Brabant has just picked up his British passport. The young Canadian is eligible now to play for the GB team. Frank Morris is hoping to pick his up any day. Brabant goes to the box and will sit for a couple. I didn't know your relatives were here, Gary.
I wish you'd take the tablets.
McEwen flipped that over onto the wing, and it's kept in by Cooper. Chin picks himself up as Ware brings it up on the right side of the net to LaPlante. LaPlante, all on his own, goes for a skate, takes a couple of chops, and then sends it into Devils territory. McEwen with just 17 seconds on the penalty. McEwen breaking over. McEwen, oh, one too many moves perhaps. A bouncing puck goes beyond the goal. Stephen Cooper, the shot. Hansen makes the save. Ware gets the rebound and taps it up on the wing. Ware breaks. Hand steps on the ice. LaPlante takes the shot, and that goes well and truly out of the rink. And we'll have a face-off as the action picks up a gear here in the first period.
Well, it's a moral victory so far, isn't it, for the Murrayfield Racers? They've had to kill a penalty. They've come out of it still with a 0-0 scoreline, and we're nearly halfway through the first period of this final. So perhaps morally they might feel that they've taken the sting out of the Cardiff Devils. They've certainly shown up to play, and there's no doubting that.
Well, over the last 10 games between these two teams, Cardiff have captured 7 victories, 2 to the Racers and 1 tie. Dropped back by Hand to brother Paul. The shot wasted. Wood went down as Hand was right in front, couldn't get a handle on it. Chin ties up Hand, and here come the Devils. A drop pass, and Chin now comes up alone. Chin, one too many moves. Frank Morris is there, throws it over to the far side to Paul Hand, and Wallace has lost his helmet as he untangles himself from Dean Edmonston. Tony Hand slows it down on the hash marks. The drop pass, McEwen is away. Dougie McEwen tries again in, hit hard and high by Paul Hand. Delayed penalty. Hansen makes the save on Hope, and there's going to be a penalty there. The call is holding. Whoa, Hand is getting physical.
Well, Doug McEwen had started his motor up there at 9:02, hadn't he? He got the legs of Les Lovell, and he gets past him, and then Paul Hand comes in and grabs him around. It would have been a high tackle in rugby.
That's a clothesliner in American football. Face-off in Murrayfield territory. 10:58 remaining on the first period. Still no score in this one. This is the big final here in Sheffield. An excellent crowd watching both teams go 100% as Cooper failed to keep that in. Hand chases Hope. Flip over to Brabant. Brabant to Cooper. Stephen Cooper flips it in the corner. A bit of dump and chase as Ware fakes the slash on Brabant, and the Devils come up with the puck. Pushed away from Ruggles, who's been fairly quiet in the first 10 minutes of this first period. Brabant. Brabant with a head of steam. Good move by Brabant, trying to split the defense. Tony Hen's there with Ware. A 3-on-3 situation now as the Racers turn it round. Offside, the whistle blows, and that will take the steam out of the Racers' attack, that's for sure.
Well, it's all very well turning up to play and play it tough, but you've got to watch the penalties, and at the moment the Devils have had one power play, and they're nearly halfway through the second power play, and it's all about turning man advantage into goal advantage. But they've gone so far with the second line on this one, so their first line's getting a rest at the moment.
Flip over to the near side to Palmer. Pentland slows it down. He's got a lot of time. He shoots it all the way down the ice. 1:02 remaining on the penalty. Stephen Cooper up to Ruggles. Ruggles back to Cooper. That's a giveaway. Wood lost that just for a moment. Some sloppy defensive stuff as Ware now tries to break through. Now the tables are turned as Brabant comes down the ice. Brabant slows it down, looking for somewhere to go. Hope couldn't control that. The ice is bouncy, that's for sure. And here comes Palmer. Palmer has hand dropping back. Oh, that was pretty. 1-0 for the Racers. Pentland broke in there. Palmer did a lot of work.
Great end-to-end, coast-to-coast play. 10:25 gone on the game. And after breaking up, great play from Mike Ware in their end. Murrayfield end up with the puck, and they steam down the ice on a 3-on-1 breakaway, and it's fed down the left wing to Palmer. And Palmer takes the defenseman on for a little burst of speed, sends it across the front, and there's the defenseman who's joined the attack, and it's in the back of the net. Short-handed goal.
9:34 remaining on the period. Ware on the far side does a 360 to get away from Chin, and the Racers with LaPlante now hit the blue line. The shot goes off Cooper's stick. McEwen going in to help out, and the Racers certainly are fired up for this one. They don't care about past records. That ends up on the mesh behind Jason Wood, and we'll have a face-off.
The goal was actually credited to Paul Pentland, no assist. You get assists in ice hockey for the previous players to touch it, the guys that helped set up the play. How Chris Palmer can not man, I can see over the back there, he's just had a word with referee George Nicholson, and George Nicholson I'm sure he was asking for his point for an assist, because he did deserve one. In fact, I thought Mike Ware deserved one, the defensive partner of Paul Pentland, because he broke up the play at the other end to win possession for the Racers.
Scotty Morrison, who plays with the Whitley Warriors, played 8 games in this competition, picked up 22 goals, 22 assists, and leads the competition with 44 points, one ahead of Palmer. If they give the point to Palmer, he'll be tied, and he'll probably win this competition because he's well and truly ahead of Hilton Ruggles. And the puck goes around into the corner. Brabant tries to clear it out. Ruggles takes a swipe at it, and that comes out of the zone, and it's popped right back in by the Racers. Continuous pressure here in the first period. The Devils struggling to get out of their zone. 1, 2, 3, 4 players out in the corner, all the way back to the blue. Hand takes the shot. The puck is at the side of the net. Palmer scores all alone at the side of the net. Chris Palmer had it so easy just to pop it into the back of the net. The Murrayfield Racers have just scored with Palmer left all alone on the left-hand side. Let's look at this again. Big shot coming in. Here's Palmer. That's so easy.
Paul Hand had the big shot, then it ricocheted to Chris Palmer. He had the simple job of controlling it with his skate blade and then hitting the empty net, as you say, Paul, and that definitely gives him top spot in the scoring race in the Benson and Hedges Cup. He needed 1 point to tie Scotty Morrison from Whittle.
Pushed away to Brabant. Brabant looking for Ruggles. Ruggles is tied up by Hand. Brabant goes right in, but Murray Hansen is there, and the rough stuff continues. Hansen reaches for his helmet as he got kicked by Brabant. I'm sure it was accidental as Brabant went through the crease. Let's watch this again.
Well, Murray Hansen makes the stick save, covers up, and then Rick Brabant comes in, and I think he lifts his skate out the way and tries to get away from it, but tell that to the racers. They're going to clear their crease, aren't they, and look after their netminder. This is a cup final.
Super Cooper, Dynamite Doug, Killer Carson, Flawless Lawless, goes on and on. Face-off deep in Murrayfield territory. 2-0 the score, 3:39 remaining on the first period. The racers hanging on to that 2-0 lead, but the shift in pressure seems to be mounting. The Devils putting their game together more and more as Ware steps on the ice. Lovell having problems with a piece of his equipment. He goes off. Ware steps into the hash marks, and LaPlante goes up against Brabant. Brabant wins it this time for Ruggles. Ruggles goes in, takes the shot. Hansen holds his ground, and the loose puck is cleared up to Palmer. Palmer on the boards. A rink-wide pass steered away by Hope. Tony Hand is there. Up to Ruggles. 3:20 now remaining on the period. A rink-wide pass to Palmer. And the two-line indication from the officials will send the face-off into Murrayfield territory, and it'll give the Devils a chance to change their entire lineup out there.
Well, the rules of ice hockey are designed to make the teams play the puck up the ice, aren't they, and make it look good for the fans. And the two-line pass, you can't pass it from your end beyond the halfway line, and Palmer was just standing a few inches too far along the boards.
Well, in college hockey in the United States, they've thrown out that red line. It certainly does open up the game. Long passes all over the place. It hasn't hit Europe yet. LaPlante in the corner being chased by McEwen. McEwen got it as far as the side of the net. Lawless is there. Chin moving into position. Right in front. Cooper winds up and takes the shot. That took a deflection. It didn't go as far as Maury Hansen. Hand throws it out to LaPlante. Palmer is up there too. And Tony Hand took a beating as he hit the blue line. Hand picks up the puck. He scores! And that's justice. Tony Hand goes after the referee and has a few words as Nicky Chin mixes it up with Hand. Hand scores the goal, but he took a beating physically as he hit the blue line. Nicholson was about to signal a penalty, and we may still see penalties yet. The racers have extended their lead, and Saginaw looks on anxiously.
Well, Tony Hand had taken a big hit, a big chop, no call on it. Tony Hand ended up with a puck at his feet. He's just come down, it bounces down, there it is. The Devils say, where's the puck? Tony Hand says, I've got it, now it's in the back of your net. Then he chases after Chin to tell him what he thinks of the attentions he'd had moments earlier, and then brother Paul stepped in to express even less like for the way it had been going. So that's another goal for the racers. Tony Hand, see, the puck just drops for him. What's he going to do with it? He was fired up, he was mad, he'd just been clobbered, and he hits the puck into the back of the net.
Tony Hand with 10 goals and 24 assists coming into this one. Paul Hand goes into the penalty box for 2 minutes. Unsportsmanlike conduct is the call, and that happened after the goal. Tony Hand was indicating that he wanted a penalty before the goal was scored, but of course the goal nullifies that. And the racers, how quickly fortunes turn, the Racers end up with a penalty. 2:48 remaining on the period. Tony Hand picks up an unassisted goal.
No assist given on that goal either, and the scoreboard actually credits the Devils with one and the Racers with two, when in reality it's 3-0 to the team from Edinburgh.
Lawless knows how important it is to grab one before the end of this period. McEwen wants it. Lawless gets it all the way back. Stephen Cooper lets the shot go. Hansen has no problems with that. Palmer bangs it off the boards, and that goes the distance. And I think it's fair to say right now that the Devils are sluggish. They're not playing like the team that won the Grand Slam last year. Stephen Cooper moving forward. Cooper, not a great pass from him. That's cleared all the way down the ice. 2 minutes and 8 seconds remaining on the period. 1:18 on the penalty. Shannon Hope hits the blue, circles back. Hope gets it right in front to Ruggles. Ruggles is robbed. Ruggles again is robbed again. Hansen goes down in the crease. Oh, big save from Murray Hansen.
Well, the Edinburgh chef lay down in the crease and still made the saves, didn't he, on that man Ruggles? 3 big saves in a row, and that keeps his side into it. Ruggles has 1, 2, and 3 goes on it. And the cheers in the background are ironic cheers for the scoreboard being changed. They all had a Scots accent on them. Cooper and Hope have played the last 10 minutes on defence at the other end from that man, Murray Hansen. And the Devils, well, I'm not saying they're short on ideas, but at the moment, they've not got much answer to Rocky Rockfish's game plan.
Cooper lets a shot go, and that takes a deflection with 1:50 on the period. 1 minute on the penalty. Still a power play situation. Cooper wants it. A one-timer. That again took a deflection, and Hansen gloves it off the backboards. And the Racers are getting in front of these shots. This is old-time hockey, where the defensemen and even some of the forwards are knocking these pucks away before they get to the goalie. Goalies love to see that kind of thing. Lawless is looking a bit anxious on the bench.
Well, they haven't got much answer to it at the moment. Murray Hansen, as you say, will like to see it because even the forwards are getting back, as you rightly say, into the crease area. Okay, it's creating traffic in front of him and it's making it difficult to see, but it's difficult to see because there are a lot of red-shirted bodies doing a job for him.
And again, this time, Hansen comes up big on Cooper. They're getting in behind the defense. Sometimes they're getting a swipe at the puck, but they just can't put it by big number 29.
Rocky Rockfish Saganuk, the Murrayfield coach, has perhaps come to his first ever final or finals with a team that could do something. He's taken teams before, unfashionable teams like Ayr and Peterborough, that perhaps didn't deserve to get there, and I mean that because Rocky's done such a good job of coaching them. They've gone further than anyone expected them to, but this time he's got a product on his hands.
Ruggles taken off. Ruggles earlier on in the week was suffering from a groin injury. He says that he's over that. A giveaway there by Ian Cooper, and that goes to Pentland, who will just shoot it all the way down the ice. 2 seconds on the penalty. We're coming up to the final minute of the period. Can the Devils bring themselves back into this? But bang, lets one fly. That goes upstairs at the top of the net. And Brabant picks up his own rebound. Now he has it at the top. 5 seconds on the power play. Stephen Cooper couldn't get wood on that. Ian Cooper now behind. And the Racers are back at full strength as they break down the ice with Paul Hand. Paul Hand has Tony Hand. Some good defensive stuff from the Devils with 35 seconds on the clock. Shannon Hope getting back in a hurry to break that one up. Ian Cooper. Brabant, hit hard by Paul Hand. Ian Cooper now. Cooper finds himself right in there, and Hansen goes down and makes the save. Oh, look what I've got, Mother.
Well, I think it's on a magnet and it keeps going in that lobster pot, but Murrayfield Racers, well, they're providing just what the doctor, or rather the coach, ordered, and you know this is the game plan, and you know they're sticking to it. He slid across nicely there, Murray Hansen, and suddenly it was there, and whoops, it's hot. But he managed to cool it down and lay it down on that ice with 22 seconds to go in what's been a cracking first period.
McEwen against Hand in the face-off circle. Ware will get to this. Chin chases. Ware along the boards trying to get it up to Palmer. Palmer happy just to backhand it out of the zone. 13 seconds as Heavey gets it to Lawless. Edmonston is all over Lawless. Just 5 seconds now on the clock. An excellent start to this game for the Murrayfield Racers. 3 seconds now on the clock, so we'll have just time for a face-off.
While the Cardiff Devils player coach John Lawless has the big job to do in the interval, Rocky Saganuk, I'm sure, will go in there and have words to say, but keep it going, boys, keep doing it. That's the way towards a winner's medal, is just about the be-all and end of his team talk, and the Devils have some work to do.
There goes the buzzer to end the first period, a great period. If you're a Racer fan, Paul Pentland, Palmer, and Hand provided goals for the Racers, and that's the way it stands after 20 minutes of play. The Murrayfield Racers 3, the Cardiff Devils 0, but still 2 periods to go.
Welcome back to Sheffield as we wait for the start of the third period. The Racers still ahead after deadlock in the second. Murray Hansen put under pressure several times, but still nothing on the scoreboard for the defending champs, the Cardiff Devils. Over to our commentary team, Gary Moran and Paul Ferguson.
This is the third and final period. 3-0 the score. The Racers leading the Devils, and the Devils really have a lot of work to do. Giving the puck away just like they did then. That comes out front, and it bounces nicely for the Devils as Brabant throws it up on the wing. Cooper couldn't get to it. Pentland was there to grab hold, and he throws it up to Tony Hand, and that's pushed out of the zone. Stephen Cooper along the boards to his brother. Back to Stephen. And Ian Cooper now throws it up to an open wing, and that really has been the story, Gary. The Devils aren't making the sharp, concise passes. They're not making them click like we've seen in the past.
Normally they're one of the prettiest teams in the league to watch, and they drop passes, backhand passes, blind passes. They don't even have to look. But there's a giveaway from Chris Palmer, and the Devils again can't make anything come of it. And it's that, you know, they're just not on top of their game, are they?
LaPlante going down, taking everyone on, slows it down, throws it up, and Pentland rather, takes the shot, which is wide of the net. Ruggles happy just to flip it through. And Cooper keeps it onside. Cooper with Brabant. Brabant takes the shot. That took a deflection. Bounces off the plexi and comes down for Chris Palmer. Palmer throws it up to Ware. Ware stick handling through the neutral ice zone. The two Coopers are there to meet him, and Stephen picks up the puck as Ian takes his stick out of Ware's rib. Stephen Cooper in the corner, tries to get it out front. That took a deflection. Ian Cooper taps it in the corner. McEwen trying to get the pass away, and I'm seeing one or two Devils do uncharacteristic things out there, like McEwen throwing a pass out when there's no one there to take it, and one or two other things that I'm not too happy about. I've watched these guys for, well, since they started, and they're really not playing their game, and you got to give credit to Rocky Saginaw, who is forcing the Devils off their game. The Racers are playing intelligent hockey out there, and a lot of that is down to the coach. A loose puck in front. That's a goal! That's number 4. Lovell goes in to congratulate. Edmundston is there too. Rocky Saginaw knows it's going to be difficult to claw back for. Lovell was perfectly positioned on the far post.
Les Lovell goes in to praise his younger brother by a few minutes. They're twins, and he gets the 4th goal for the Racers, and that's just what Racers wanted. They played the second period as though they had a 3-goal cushion. Now they've got a 4-goal cushion. You know, I don't expect them to sit back, not with that man Rocky Saginaw behind the bench, but that'll have got them pumped up, and certainly the Devils now have to get on the board.
They need something. They need it now. Morris gets an assist as that comes all the way back to Shannon Hope. Hope picks it up a little. Paul Hand also gets an assist on that goal. Lovell, what a time to score. This guy does not score a lot of goals. 2, in fact, in the whole competition. Not 1 assist from his stick, but he's just picked up a very, very key goal. Wallace, his pass is too far for McEwen. Wallace there, looking to get it out front. Gets a rough ride from Lovell, and that comes high and out of the zone. All the way down the ice. Heavey gets it up to McEwen. McEwen is being chased by Palmer. Palmer stays on McEwen as McEwen gets away nicely. This guy has a lot of moves. Chin on the wing. Can he get the shot away? Goes for the short side. And the glove is there.
Well, Murray Hansen celebrates another big save for the Murrayfield Racers. And Lindsay Lovell will be celebrating that goal. As you say, he doesn't score many. Here come the Devils down the right wing with Nicky Chin. But it's a big shot off the circle, which he gloves comfortably, Murray Hansen.
For one of the 6,000 fans here in Sheffield Arena, an improvement of 1,000 on last year.
Yeah, the real difference for the Murrayfield Racers this year isn't so much on the ice. There've been a couple of changes of personnel, but to a large extent it's the same team. Murray Hansen's back in goal instead of the guesting Bernie McCrone, who was the only one that showed up to play at Wembley last year. But the real difference has to be the guy behind the bench, hasn't it? Rocky Rockfish Saginaw.
Exactly. He instills confidence, discipline, and that's what the Racers have always needed, someone who can discipline them. They have a team with a lot of player power, and they need someone who can rise above it. Cooper keeps it in nicely. Cooper runs up against Morris, and that's cleared over to the far side. Morris calls for it at center. A long shot. Good save by Wood as he got the pad out. Heavey backhands it out to Lawless. Lawless with no one up there to help him out. Chin eventually comes up, but he's a couple of seconds late. Lovell taps it up to his brother, and that's shot all the way in the zone. Wood is there to leave it for Heavey. Heavey elects to leave it for Lawless. Up on the wing, Chin now. Nicky Chin. Chin can take him on. Chin going in on a sharp angle. One hand on the stick from the side of the net. That could have been awkward. Lawless now from the hash marks takes the shot, and that doesn't threaten the goal at all. Heavey goes in, peppers that back to McEwen. McEwen to Lawless. Heavey's out front of the goal. Lawless right in front. The one-timer from Cooper is wide of the target. Lawless behind the net, pushed out of the play by Lovell. Chin goes after it, and Edmonston ties him up. Or is it Chin tying up Edmonston? Either way you look at it, both of them are frozen along the boards. Big shot is batted down. Lawless in front of the net. And play continues as the teams go for a change of personnel. Good move by Cooper. Cooper hooked at the last moment, and the offside whistle blows as Lawless broke over the blue line just a hair ahead of the puck.
Very much Doug McEwen was caught offside there as the fans enjoy a musical interlude with that whistle for offside. But the Murrayfield Racers, you know, they've shown up to play. They did all the damage first 10 minutes, and they've kept their head. They've just kept going, and the Devils really have little answer to it. This is going to be they're staring at the moment at their second defeat in 8 days in this building, the Cardiff Devils.
10:35, 10:34 on our TV screens remaining on the game, but on the official clock here, 10:35, and it's not impossible, is it, Gary? These guys can come back. A chance now. The backhander batted away. Brabant got a piece of that, but so did Ware. Brabant clears it in. I'll let you talk in a minute as Cooper goes in the corner. Back to Brabant. Brabant has got the good shot. Lets it go at the side of the net. Ruggles is in there. He's fighting hard. Pentland shoots it off the plexi, and the break is on now. Hand is there. It's a 3-on-1 situation. A good opportunity. Tony Hand, after the first save, makes it 5. That must put it on ice.
Well, it wasn't impossible, but I wouldn't like to say that now. Tony Hand with the simplest of jobs. It was virtually Jason Wood versus the rest. Gentlemen, start your engines. They all stood around the goal area, and at 49:58, Tony Hand ended up with the simplest of tap-ins off a rebound. It was Palmer, LaPlante and Hand that broke. Stephen Cooper all on his own on defence, and he's worn out. Dropped back by Tony Hand to LaPlante. LaPlante tried a shot through the pads. Wood got that one, but he couldn't do anything to stop Tony Hand stuffing home the rebound, and we have a 5-0 scoreline. Who would have credited it?
And Ware and Ruggles square off behind the net. Pop back in for Cooper. The Racers are content to play defensive hockey here as Ruggles picks it up in the circle, but he's shadowed by Ware. Pentland now goes after him. Ruggles tries to find a space, but Pentland peppers him into the boards, and the clearance almost goes over the blue line. Now it does, and here come the Racers. Breaking hard is LaPlante. LaPlante right in front. Can't get the shot away, and the net comes off its moorings. Excellent stuff from LaPlante as he went right in on goal.
Ian Cooper tied LaPlante up, but spoilt the shot, spoilt the effort, but that's the kind of effort Cardiff Devils have been lacking earlier in the game. And instead of the puck ending up in the net, their own goalkeeper and LaPlante ended up in the back of the net. But sadly, the puck's gone in there 5 times already with 6:47 to go, third and final period. And we had some feisty stuff. Here comes Brabant, turning it in the Racers' end, and he takes one hand off the stick to get away from Mike Ware, who's hooking him, takes it out front, backhand shot, beats Murray Hansen, hits the inside of the post, right across the crease. No one was there to turn it in. It's just not going their way, is it?
That's exactly it. At the other end of the rink, the action is hot too, as LaPlante goes steaming into the goaltender. Some good stuff from both goalies. Hansen really has been the better of the two. McEwen got the shot away, but again it misses the net. That comes as far as Chin. Chin tries to stick handle through, and 1, 2, 3, 4 Racers there to take him out of the play. The Racers are playing some intelligent defensive hockey. Cooper now fakes the first shot, lets the wrist shot go, and a good save by Hansen as he kicked that away. Stephen Cooper one of the best defensemen in the country, broke through and let the wrist shot go. And that was labeled. McEwen now will try. McEwen goes in, goes for the short side, and Hansen is there. Hand from behind his own goal. Slows it down and elects to just chip it high all the way down the ice.
So many times in a big game of ice hockey it comes down to the net minding, but this one really has come down to the defensive play of the two teams, hasn't it? And it's been the racers who've shone defensively in the other team's end of the ice.
Edmundston chops at that, and it comes to the near side, and the racers complete their change as Edmundston comes off. Tony Hand goes on. Palmer looking for Hand in the slot area. Will he give it to Ware? Hand flips it to the far side. Excellent vision from Hand. Right in front now. Morris. Hand. Palmer. Oh, that was one of the prettiest goals of the game.
They were queuing up for that one, and no wonder it's brought a smile to the bench, to the players on the ice, and to the fans. Chris Palmer finishing off, but it could have been any one of the 5 players on the ice, really. Even the defenseman could have had a shot on this one. Jason Wood was a little bit stranded. He's got Cooper behind him. He can't do anything about it. He didn't have Palmer tied up. There were 2 players looking at Palmer at the far post.
The Devils totally out of position here. You have Chin watching the puck. You have Cooper in the net. What's he doing there? Why don't they go out and get these guys? This guy really has been good during this game.
That makes Chris Palmer the leading scorer in the cup. He's overtaken Scotty Morrison, and he's not tied anymore. He's got more goals, more points overall. He's the #1 scorer in this year's cup.
Hope gives it to Cooper, who gives it to Brabant. Brabant, Ruggles. Oh, another good save. Hansen goes out with a glove hand, say, hey, when you're hot, you're hot. And this guy right now is unbeatable. I don't want to put the hex on him, the kiss of death or anything, but 1 second less than 5 minutes to go in the game. This guy is just unbeatable.
Well, he's not on the back burner, is he? He's on the front of the stove, and he's red hot, as you say. And that was a good shot from Ruggles, possibly one of the best shots of the night. And he just put the glove on it and said, thank you very much, back pocket of the jeans.
Racers are responding so well because the Devils are pushing forward. Everyone is coming up well inside the blue line. Ruggles took another shot. Hansen made yet another save. Cooper keeps it in only as far as the hash marks. A long pass, and here's Hand again. Breakaway going in, takes the shot, and another good save by Wood. Some excellent goaltending, both ends of the rink. These guys really are performing. Ruggles now tees it up, takes the shot, the save is there, the rebound. Hansen goes down, the puck is at the side of the net. Pentland dumps Ruggles, and Hand gets back to slow things down and move it along the boards. He gives it to Ware. Pentland back to Hand. Hand seems to be controlling the entire ice surface out there, doing exactly what he wants to do, and the Devils can't do anything about it. 3:36 on the game. Ruggles on the far side. Both Ruggles and Ware swipe at it. LaPlante eventually gets it. Cooper is there. Right out front, Palmer. That went upstairs, and Brabant now up on the wing. Brabant finds himself alone as Ruggles goes for a break. Chin gets on the ice. And the Devils certainly are not breaking in numbers. Every once in a while, we'll see someone go down like Stephen Cooper and take a shot, but they're not really looking like an organized team out there. Lawless goes for the far corner and misses the net. Lawless takes a heavy chop, a shot from Chin, and he scores! Chin, with just 2 minutes and 55 seconds remaining on the game, breaks the bubble, and Hansen must be devastated.
He's laughing all over his face at the moment, Murray Hansen. He didn't know how long he was going to last out. He was riding his luck and riding it. Nicky Chin of Great Britain and Cardiff finally getting the goal at 57 minutes and 5 seconds. Who would have thought it would take that long for the Devils, the Grand Slam winners from last year, to get up on the board? Murray Hansen isn't too bothered. He's got a winner's medal coming his way. But it has to be said that the Devils have gone all out to break that shutout for the last few minutes, haven't they? Try and restore a little bit of pride and at least get on the board so that they can't say they were shut out. Chin from Doug McEwen getting the assist at 57:05 and less than 3 minutes to go, 6-1 the score.
Can the Devils make it even more respectable? McEwen along the boards against Samper. Cooper couldn't contain that. Edmundston drops it back. And the puck is in the corner as Clues is out on the ice for the first time for the Racers. A nice gesture by Rocky Saginaw to put the youngster on. A bit late in the game, but nevertheless he's out there to experience the thrill of playing this magnificent arena in front of 6,000 people. Along the boards now, Stephen Cooper taps it forward. Lawless can't get to that one, and it's shot in. The delayed offside is in effect as the Racers come out of the zone. Samper goes in. A rink-wide pass coming up to the final 2 minutes of this game. McEwen sidesteps a check, fakes the first shot, tries to bring it in front, and the defense has been solid, but Cooper takes the shot. The save is there. McEwen spins around. Can he get the puck away? That goes upstairs over the plexi. 1:50 on the clock. Time ticking down as Clues throws a body check. Samper picks up the puck. The youngsters putting everything into it. And the whistle blows as the net is slightly off its moorings out there. 1:42 on the clock.
Scott Clues is only 17 years of age, and as you say, it's a nice gesture for him to get some ice time late in the game from coach Rocky Saginaw. Laid off 3 big centre ice hits last week against Humberside, and the coach says he's one for the future. Just 17, just signed from 5, and Murray Hansen has picked up the Gold Award for the Murrayfield Racers, and Stephen Cooper for the Cardiff Devils has picked up the Gold Award for them. I wouldn't have liked to have had to pick the Devils Gold Award tonight. Murray Hansen, that was quite straightforward. Having said that, he did get a lot of help from everyone that played for the Racers on defence today.
LaPlante tips it back to Pentland. 1:35 now. The pass fed through. Good save on Palmer by Wood. Wood certainly has nothing to be ashamed of out there. He's conceded 6, but he's played well. Ruggles picks up a head of steam. Ruggles can't get the shot away. Palmer is all over him. Good defensive hockey. Hansen shoots it in there. Palmer doing some good two-way hockey, but Ruggles picks it up now. Ruggles to Brabant. Brabant back to Hope. Hope takes his time, lets the shot go. The rebound is there, comes right back to Hope. He spins around, another shot. Misses the near corner hand with 1 minute now on the game. Goes for a skate behind his own net and just leaves it there. The Racers know that this one is in the history books. They haven't won a major tournament since 1989-90. But now this one is surely theirs. They worked hard for it. They've had some good coaching, and they've played intelligent hockey.
7 busloads of Racers fans came down to watch it. It'll be a short journey home all the way north of the border back to Edinburgh, won't it?
Ruggles at the top of the circle. That's in the net. Brabant makes it 2. He came in, the puck was bouncing, he let the shot go, and Hansen is beaten for only the 2nd time in the game.
Just 29 seconds to go on it. Brabant with a softish backhand shot that sneaked through the 5-hole, through the pads, and just bounced over. And, well, perhaps in his mind, Murray Hansen was celebrating a little bit early. Here come the Devils. They just sort of shuffle the puck forward. Brabant brings it out, sidesteps the defenseman, then the backhand. Well, I'd like to say he whipped it home, but really I don't think he got good wood on it. It wasn't a perfect shot, but it was one of those shots that beat Murray Hansen. Murray Hansen, with traffic in front of him, couldn't see the puck coming through, and it just sneaked through and past him for a 6-2 scoreline.
Morris taken off the puck by McEwen as McEwen comes down the ice. Breaking hard, hits a blue line. McEwen still one hand on the stick, trying to get in front, and really a sea of red jerseys there to take him off the puck. Cooper with just 10 seconds on the clock now. Chin unable to get the shot away. The crowd here in Sheffield are counting it down. They're out on the ice. The clock now goes down to 0. The final whistle has gone, and Murrayfield go back to congratulate Murray Hansen, who really did come up with a sterling performance. Murrayfield with 3 goals in the first and then 3 goals in the third. That's all they needed to make it 6-2.
Those 3 goals in the first, obviously crucial. They got on top early in it. Their game plan changed slightly. They started with a big hitting style, knocking the Cardiff Devils around a little bit, trying to spoil their game plan. It worked a treat. They didn't mind dropping the gloves once or twice just to throw the odd shot. And that man, Rocky Saginaw, then shuffled his game plan around a little bit, put extra bodies out on the ice, and that wore the Devils down.
So an excellent performance from the Racers as they pick up the Benson and Hedges Cup here in Sheffield. The final score after 3 periods of play, the Racers 6, the Devils 2.